What's up, y'all? NFL Week 9, Sunday afternoon. First game we got the Bucks and the Bucks and the Browns. Now we know the Bucks have been anemic the whole year, up and down, up and down. Browns have been pretty consistent. They lost a couple bad teams, but they still have Brian Hoyer. They still have that defense. They still have help in the middle now on the defense and the inside. They made a couple improvements offensively. And they've been flowing. They've been flowing right now. I think they're gonna win. It's at home in Cleveland. I don't think they're gonna struggle too much with that game. I think it's gonna be a score of I'm gonna go 31-19 Browns. Next game we got the Cardinals and the Cowboys. Just found out Tony Romo's not playing. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing because last time I checked, Tony Romo just lost in the game last week, and he always loses them games. I mean, I think Tony Romo's good, but sometimes it's better to have him out. I almost want to give the Cowboys a chance, but I'm going with the Cardinals. I'm going with the Cardinals because they're a better team right now, better balanced team. They also have the best run defense in the league. Let's see how DeMarco Murray does against that. And I'm picking this to be somewhat of a high-scoring game, but not too much. I'm going with the Cardinals 34 and the Cowboys 28. 34-28 Cardinals. Now, next game we got the Texans. Texans and the Eagles. It's in Texas. I understand the Texans are pretty good this year. They have a pretty good defense as always. Their offense up and down, mostly because of their quarterback. Because Aaron Foster's playing, he's playing amazing right now. So he's doing pretty well, but he's not going to be able to beat. He's not going to be able to put up enough points by himself to beat that team, to beat the Eagles. The Eagles are going to run over them. I don't see this really being a close game. I think the Eagles' offense will just eventually overpower the defense, and the Texans' offense isn't going to be able to keep up. So I see the Eagles winning this one pretty high. I think they're going to score about 38. This thing's going to be 38-24 Eagles. I really just don't see the Texans' defense holding up that long, and the Texans' offense is they're irrelevant except for Arian Foster. So I don't really see them scoring points. They have good depth, but if you don't have the quarterback to facilitate it, then what are you going to do? Next game, going with the Jets and the Chiefs. Don't even need an explanation for the Jets. We all understand how bad they are right now. They're going into Kansas City today. Kansas City is a very good team at home. They're not losing. Jamal Charles, Alex Smith, Dwayne Bowe, and those boys, they're not losing. Picking on to win this game, I say 35-15, 35-17 Jets. I'll give the Jets some points. So they'll be relatively competitive. But then second half, Kansas City Chiefs will pull away. 35-17 Kansas City Chiefs. Next game, we're going with Jaguars and Bengals. This is a pretty easy game to decide, too. Not much to see here. Bengals are pretty good at home. Obviously, we know they're no-shows in the playoffs, but in regular season at home against the Jaguars, I don't see them having too much trouble. In fact, I see this being more towards a blowout. I think it's going to be around the score of 34-10. And, yeah, Jaguars are not good at all. 34-10 Bengals. Next game, we got Chargers-Dolphins. Now, this is a good matchup right here. I think both these teams are relatively good. They're like middle of the pack, and they're starting to break out a little bit. I don't really see the Chargers doing much this week, though. They got a couple injuries to key guys. Some of their cornerbacks are injured. Brandon Flowers. They got a couple other defensive-minded players injured. And I really don't see them making up for that at this moment. They also have their starting running back last year who played well against Denver, Ryan Matthews. He's injured too. So I don't think Phillip Rivers and the crew will be able to overcome that. I do think the Dolphins, even though they're a little bit shaky the last few weeks, they're still pretty good. They're still a pretty good team led by Ryan Tannehill. They still got Mike Wallace on offense. And they've got a decent running game. I think they can make some noise. I think it's going to be a close game, though not too crazy. I think it's going to be 24, I want to say 24-20. 24-20 Dolphins. Next game, the Redskins and the Vikings. Come on now, let's be serious. Redskins, they have a mutiny in their locker room right now. RG3, people don't know if they want him there, if they want him on the team or not. He keeps getting injured every time he comes in the game. He's a no-show. And Colt McCoy was just a guy that, he just beat the Cowboys and set a franchise record in doing so. So with all that holding weight, I don't really see the Redskins necessarily rallying behind RG3. And because of that, I don't think they're going to win this game. I think they'll put up points. Don't get me wrong. I think it'll be around the score of 37 to 28 Vikings. But I think the Redskins' defense is not going to be able to stop them because they're not that good to begin with. And the Redskins' offense really going to put up some points, but they're not going to be able to put up enough to overpower the Vikings, who are a pretty solid team. Uh, Rams 49ers in San Francisco. This is a division game. We all know the 49ers, what type of shape they're in. They have some key injuries right now. Some of their guys on defense, their offense hasn't really been clicking, but this is a division game in their house. I'm picking them to win this game because I think Kaepernick, Frank Gore, and that offense, Anquan Bolden, Michael Crabtree, and those boys, they're going to do some work. They're going to tire out that secondary, I think, and that pass rush isn't going to be as effective when you have Colin Kaepernick running out of the pocket, shooting like a star, literally shooting. Uh, and I don't see them beating. I don't see the Rams beating the 49ers. Picking the 49ers to win this game to pretty much dominate, 38-20. I don't really see it being that close. I know it's a division rivalry, but I think the 49ers have to make a statement this game, and they're coming off a bye. I don't really see it being that competitive. Competitive in the first half, and then they'll pull away. The 49ers, that is. Next game, Broncos Patriots. Ooh, it's a tough one. We all know the rivalry. We all know, they both traded blows, best quarterbacks, all that. But when it really comes down to it, I would say the Broncos right now, even though they're a better team, they're going to lose on this day. Not only because of the inclement weather, because it is going to be 30-mile-per-hour gusting winds, possibly 40, and it's going to be snowing and cold in New England. Now, that doesn't bode well for Peyton Manning, not at all. But that's not even the main reason why. The main reason why is because you got to look at that Patriots defense and the upgrades that they made, which are significant upgrades, because they have guys now that can threaten you and man up on the line. Guys like Darrell Revis or Brandon Browner. These are guys that can definitely put some pressure on the line. They're big, physical guys that aren't just going to let the receivers do what they want. And they're able to cover that middle, too, because they have a couple key guys in there that are pretty decent in the linebacking core. So with all that being said, the Patriots are an improved team, too, just as the Broncos are. Now, I think this game's going down to the wire. This is going to be a classic. But 31-28 Patriots. Why? Tom Brady, Rob Gronkowski, Bill Belichick, and that physical defense. Those 4 reasons right there I just gave you. And I know a lot of people are looking at me like, oh, Patriots underdog. Denver's amazing right now. Yeah, they are. But when they win by 3, and you see these 4 reasons that I just mentioned, then come back to the channel and then we could debate. We could talk about it. But don't tell me that the Broncos are gonna beat the Patriots in this type of weather. You hear that? We hear that wind blowing, and I'm in PA. I'm not even in New England. This is not going to bode well for the Broncos. I just don't see them winning this game. That's not going to be easy. It's going to come down to the wire, fourth quarter, but I'm just saying 31-28 Patriots. Ravens Steelers, a classic rivalry. And I know the Ravens are coming off a tough loss against the Bengals in Cincinnati. They had a chance to win, they didn't. Controversial call, and it is what it is. They're not going to win today either. You know why? Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh just came off a huge week. I was thinking about this game. I was like, you know what? I'm going with Pittsburgh because the Steelers Ben Roethlisberger just ignited the whole stadium. I mean, this guy just got the whole offense going. We know they still have Troy Polamalu and leaders like that on their defense, and we all know about the coach. We know he's a consistent guy. I just don't see the Steelers losing this rivalry because it's in Pittsburgh. If it was in Baltimore, it'd be different, but it's not. And the Ravens right now, I think they're reeling a little bit. I think they'll be okay and they'll make the playoffs, but they're not going to win this game. I'm going with a score of 38-34, Steelers. And finally, we got the Monday night game. Let's talk about this Monday night game. Colts, Giants, pretty simple to me. It's not going to be too difficult. think the Colts are going to win this one, even though it's in New York. They just got embarrassed last week. They're going to be out to prove a point. Andrew Luck's going to toss about 3 touchdowns. I think they're going to win this one. I'd say 34 to 24. Let's go with 34 to 24. I think the Giants keep it competitive, but I think they'll lose in the end. The Colts are just a better team. Andrew Luck's a better quarterback right now. As of right now, not resume. As of right now, he's better than Eli Manning. And I don't think Eli is ready for this game. And he's not going to do that well. He's probably going to throw a pick or two. And Andrew Luck's going to be solid. That's the end of it. Hit me up, guys. Subscribe. Hit up the blog. Any questions when the Patriots lose? When the Patriots win today, come back to the blog. And I told you so. Because the Broncos are underdogs right now. The Broncos are favorites right now. Patriots are underdogs. I understand that. But it's football. It comes down to coaching, too. It's not just about the players, it's about the coach. And you're going to see why Bill Belichick is one of the best in the business today. Like I said, hit me up, subscribe, and enjoy this Sunday.